right, well, hello everybody. Welcome again to Frequently Asked Questions Friday. We're kind of back to our old format today. We don't have any guests. Hopefully we're going to get back to that format pretty soon. I'm hoping to get some more candidates on. I should have a better answer for you next week. Anyway, so we're going to try to keep it pretty short today. I just got a few questions. The first one is, do I have to go to a doctor after my accident? And of course, the answer there is no, you don't have to go. The problem is, though, if you don't go to a doctor, you don't get some kind of medical treatment, it's going to be real hard to, convince anybody, a jury, or anybody else that you're hurting or that you are injured. So, even if you don't think you're hurt, you ought to go see a doctor just to make sure. Keep in mind that a lot of injuries do not manifest themselves right away, and you don't feel them. And one of the reasons for that is the adrenaline. Is your adrenaline when your body, goes through trauma? Your body pumps out adrenaline, and it masks any kind of injuries. It's kind of like if anybody does any sports or they work out or anything, you may work out and feel great, and then the next morning you try to get out of bed and you can't even hardly get out of bed because you've never worked that muscle or you haven't worked that muscle in a long, long time. And all of a sudden now you're sore for a week. Sometimes it even takes a couple days till you feel the full soreness of it. So, if you've been in any kind of significant accident at all, you should go get checked out by a doctor, at least be seen. If he thinks you need an x-ray or anything else, MRI or something, he can certainly order that. But so anyway, that's the answer is no, you don't have to. But and then of course you don't have a claim either. If you weren't injured, you don't have a claim. So, but well, I guess that's the answer to that. So. So number two then is kind of follows up on that. It says, do adjusters only believe my injuries if I go to a doctor? And I kind of already answered that, and I think the answer is very simple. That not just adjusters, but anybody, a jury, anybody's going to find it hard to believe that you're injured if you don't go to a doctor. So go to the doctor, get checked out, and if you're still sore or injured, then do what the doctor tells you to do, which is theoretically therapy. I will say, keep in mind that many, like family doctors, don't deal with trauma on an everyday basis, and so, they may say, oh, here, take some pain pills, take some aspirin, I'll prescribe some muscle relaxers, or I'll prescribe some, some kind of pain pills, and that's great because it masks the symptoms, and you don't feel the symptoms anymore, but it's not doing anything to treat the underlying cause of the injury. And so what happens is, especially like with muscle injuries, your muscle actually tears, and when it heals, it's going to heal with scar tissue in there. And you can talk to people that have been in significant injuries, didn't get therapy, and years later they still feel problems. They just don't ever get better. They have those pains and aches and strains and tight feelings for the rest of their life. But people that go to therapy, the doctors will help, and the therapist will help get your muscles back in place and help break up that scar tissue, so you won't have that kind of injury, and in the future. And so keep in mind, if you just go to your family doctor who doesn't deal with trauma, he's probably just going to give you pain pills. They mask the pain, so you probably want to get some kind of therapy where they actually work on putting the muscle back in place and keeping the scar tissue from forming. That's the key. You got to keep that scar tissue from forming, or you'll have lifelong injuries. Last question is, when is a car considered total? And this is very simple. It's just when it costs more money to fix the car than it's worth. So if your car is only worth $1,000 and it's going to cost $1,200 to fix it, your car's totaled. And keep in mind also now that courts do allow for diminished value on cars when it's not totaled, and your car gets in an accident and you have it repaired on top of what it costs to fix the car, and on top of being entitled to rental car while your vehicle's in the shop, you're not entitled to diminished value on your car. So anyway, promise to keep it short today. So I think we're done. Just a couple things to keep in mind coming up. We've got our sponsorship of Miramore Head Start, local Head Start project here in town that we sponsor, and we're going to do some Easter baskets and things for them in April. Also in April, we're sponsoring Fiesta de la Flor again, which is April 14th and 15th at the American Bank Center. And then we're going to be a sponsor of Beach to Bay also, coming up on Armed Services Day in May. So until next week, thank you guys again.